Brilliance Audio presents Good Intentions by J.D. Trafford. Performed by Will Dameron. My life began to unravel the same day I found my mentor dead. I had planned on meeting Judge Harry Meyer early in the morning for coffee at the Tin Cup Diner, a local hangout for judges and lawyers that was close to Oakland's courthouse on 12th. A newspaper reporter had called me with a vague message about one of the first child abuse cases I had handled, and I needed Harry's advice. She didn't give me any specifics, but I knew which case she wanted to talk about. Because I'm a new judge, you'd think I hadn't yet done anything that would merit media attention. But you'd be wrong. When Harry didn't show at the Tin Cup, didn't return my phone calls, and didn't come to work, I got worried. Anything I need to do right now? My new law clerk, Karen Fields, shook her head. Nothing until this afternoon, Judge. This my mail? I pointed to a stack on the edge of Karen's desk. Yes, Judge, she nodded. Didn't look like anything important. I picked up the stack, which included the new issue of the California State Bar Association's monthly magazine, and put it all in my briefcase. Then I grabbed my black wool trench coat and went to the elevators. As I rode down to the main floor, I put the coat on. I was glad I did, because a stiff, cold wind came off Lake Merritt the moment I stepped outside. I buttoned up the coat higher, took a step forward, and braced myself for another blow. The tall trees lining the lakeshore park bent as darker clouds rolled over the redwood hills in the distance. It wouldn't be too much longer until the sun disappeared for the winter, sending the Pacific coast under a blanket of clouds. I walked to a parking garage about a block away, got into my Range Rover, and drove out of Oakland toward Harry's house in Berkeley's Rock Ridge neighborhood. Even though it was less than 7 miles away, there wasn't a quick route, because nothing was quick in Oakland. I had been to Harry's restored Craftsman so many times it was practically my own boyhood home. He and my father had been law partners together, and, after my father died of a heart attack, Judge Meyer stepped up as my mother fell apart, met a new man, and eventually moved to Florida. It was Harry who had taught me how to throw a baseball and pitch a tent, and his wife, Mary Pat, kept me fed. It took 20 minutes to cross town. I drove down Broadway, turned left on College, and then up into a leafy residential area. Harry's house was in the middle of the block. The neighborhood was calm, but an uneasy feeling grew as I approached the house. Then I saw it. The front door was wide open. The wooden storm door swung in the breeze. It creaked and banged as I walked up the steps. I noticed when I reached the top that the screen was torn, pushed out from the inside. Then I saw Harry. He died in the entryway. A gun lay discarded a few feet away. Harry's body was twisted, legs bent, one hand above his head reaching toward nothing, the other hand, stained dark red, wrapped tight to his stomach. Blood had pooled underneath him. The air was heavy and caught in my lungs. It was thick and raw. I couldn't move my feet as I stared at him. I knew Harry was gone. I didn't need to check. The ends of my fingers went numb, then my hands. Sickness rolled up from my stomach, and that's what forced me to move. I turned around, went back outside, and threw up in the bushes next to the house.